Welcome back to Poor Man SuperCard, where we press the reset button and start all over again without spending a dime. It's free to play only, and there's a lot of questions we've got to answer. First off, with a brand new tier on the horizon, how are we progressing? Next up, has the Liv Morgan event changed anything? Short answer, yes. Since the last video, we've climbed over 6 tiers, and I'm going to show you how that was done, and surprising methods of how quickly you can grow your tiers if you were to do the same, or you were starting SuperCard right now. The biggest question we're answering though is, how did my main account do against the Poor Man SuperCard account in the PCC event during the last weekend? Since the last video, local talent is now making waves as I wouldn't say main event star. I'd say he's made his way up to like a jobber now. Level 31, that's pretty crazy. That's like 22 levels since the last video. And don't worry, we've got the full explanation of how I did it. But I want to know what rarity you're in right now in the comments down below. Even if this video has been transmitted in 400 years time, we've already left Earth to go to another planet or something. If SuperCard is still a thing, I want to know what tier you're in. I have to wonder what wrestling would look like then. And if you see my Royal Rumble freebie, I want you to put that in the comment section. That's going to be the secret word for today. Put those two in the comment together and I'll give you a big old heart for doing so. And I almost forgot, if you're enjoying the series, then make sure you hit that like button. It lets me know you're enjoying the series, and most importantly, it helps the video get out to more people. And the more people who watch the videos, the more episodes we're going to get out to y'all. I've got plans for number 3 to be an absolute banger. Things this week have been very, very busy, as you've seen with the amount of levels we've gone up. 6 rarities in total. And considering this series is all about free to play, I'd be foolish to go without mentioning about the Liv Morgan event, because this event is like free to play heaven. Not just because the reward mania rewards are literally based around her, but it's also super easy to get the revenge tour tokens. I mean, literally, they come in the free packs. This 57 total is mostly made up of the ones I've got from those free packs. Now, I've only got 5 days left of this before the event ends, but the way things are going, if I can push a little bit harder with the quest as well, I could be looking at getting myself a Liv Morgan SummerSlam Pro, which is crazy. If you're doing this event in time, I can only recommend one thing to you. If you want to grab yourself a Liv Pro, focus your stubs not on the 3 little words packs, but on the revenge tour ticket packs, because this is gonna up the amount of tickets you got, and it's better to have a guaranteed Liv than get yourself a chance and it ultimately fails. The quest for this is also absolute dynamite. It pretty much guarantees at least one. So a word to the wise, get yourself onto this as soon as possible. It's the easiest way of getting yourself a massive leg up before the new tier, especially considering Liv's stats are insane. She's just bonkers. But could we do something more bonkers and get a good PCC result with 2 days worth of work? Because I only started playing the day the first video released. Well, let's find out. What are we waiting for? Segue. The first event of Poor Man SuperCard. Usually I take this one easy, just get myself into the groove. Well, everything changed at the very beginning of Season 10 with the stat crunch and the tier crunch. Everything except the tiers you see on your screen right now, WrestleMania 39, Myth, and SummerSlam, were made obsolete or sent to the Legacy Dungeons. So I especially thought that we'd be expecting maybe a top 20,000 rank, even if it was a quieter event. Well, doesn't look like that's happened, because as you can see, not only has it been easier than I expected, and I'll show you the deck I used, I'm also hitting, despite some heavy losses, 8,000th place. Now, I'm not saying in any way that I'm going to keep this position, but this is a big surprise, and as long as I keep playing, I should get a PCC card free of charge. Now, there are going to be 2 questions. One, where have your credits gone? I had 300-ish credits, and there was a massive sale on. Everything in the store was 50% off, so I went and got myself some support months, thinking, hey, this is great for PCC, and decided to fill my deck out like this. I had myself a Tundra Mr. Stone, double stats, a Second Wind, which absolutely rocked it, and this is just one pack, 125 credits. Pretty crazy. And then a Toughness and Speed card to go alongside that. Really not bad at all. The other 100 I used on titles to boost my performance in PCC, because like I've said in previous series, if you're in a ranked event and you need to use some to boost up your performance, go ahead. It's risky, but if done right, it can pay dividends. And for me, as you can see right now, it has. At least I'm gonna get myself more than likely a 10,000 to 20,000 rank for one of these Platinum Plus packs. But what deck did I use to get this result? Well, it's right there in front of you. Deck balance is the most important thing in this game. You need it. Some modes, you don't have the choice. Like Last Man Standing. You cannot choose your... I mean, that deck actually is really well balanced. The same goes for Giants Unleashed and Clash of Champions. For every other mode, you can choose what you use, and beside Road to Glory, which as you get further along the milestones becomes more progressively difficult, PCC does not change. So here's the proposal of my deck for you. If you're deciding, hey, I want to play this mode and I want to get the best result I possibly can, the first focus is make sure all of the arrows in male and female are the same, meaning that regardless of how many matches or what matches are called, if you hit a tag match, that stops any tag match from being incompatible and will give you a massive leg up on your opponents. My recommendation would be to do 2 of one arrow and 2 of the adjacent arrow. 2 up, 2 down, like I've done, 2 left, 2 right. As long as they tag, you're absolutely fine. Having it in this order as well means that the grind isn't necessarily too difficult. You can sit there on your phone knowing it's always going to tag regardless. Another thing to do if you're higher up and you want an easier grind, well, this is actually quite cheeky. Bring your deck down so you use cards like I'm doing, the War and Crucible, if you're in SummerSlam or Enigma, and then use your higher level supports like Tundra, WrestleMania, and Enigma to give you a significant boost in game. And if you're running that Paul Heyman ECW Battle Pass card, then you're just gonna win all the time. And you're going to see this in action as I face up against Kyoko. Most of the time, the opponents do not have anything to counter what you bring. First of all, I've got a massive speed boost. I'm gonna go with Otis for this one. And in case you're wondering where I got all these cars from, 99% of them came from free packs or level up packs and pulls off the board, because the drop rate is a lot higher in lower tiers. Now, because I want to save my tag here, I'm going to drop in the Undisputed Championship. But again, you're not going to see a particularly big reply, as you saw there, versus a WrestleMania support. Not even a defense, it's weak at best. If you're really struggling, you can go for your super move, but you're not gonna need it. By having that extra level up manager or support card, you're probably going to get a complete whitewash. Done. It's over. 3-0, and I've been doing this for most of them. You do get the odd couple of games where you just can't win because the wrong stats are cool. It's never going to be perfect, especially if you're running a free-to-play account. You don't have the ability to make something absolutely perfect like the supports you run. Sometimes you just got to take it as it is and work with what you got. But if you can, something like a power and toughness support and a speed and charisma manager would probably be your best bet. Something that covers all 4 stats and is going to mean you win at least 2 games. And this is only for one mode, but it does work in Wild as well as some other game modes. Get that deck balance just right and cover your bases with the stat, and you should be absolutely blasting all the opposition in your way. And like I said in the previous video, if you haven't seen the first one, go check it out. I'm not dusting any of these cards because I need all of them to level up my other cards when the time is right. And you'll see we get that win, another win for Andrade, who's absolutely ruining the Carmelo train. And just in that short space of time when I started recording, I've gone down 300 ranks. So I've got to get back on the grind. But this is my first Platinum Plus. This one is going to guarantee me a Royal Rumble or better reward. Now, these are the packs you get 3 of if you manage to finish between 10,000 and 20,000. Sorry, 22,000. And you could argue that you want to really aim for these because it's about improving your deck overall. But with Andrade way, it's a guaranteed SummerSlam card. Not just that, but it's as powerful as a pro without having to go out of your way to get the pro in the first place. You only have to get one card. And if I use his power tactically by leveling it up every now and then to match the tier and the maximum points I have in my deck, which is the basic definition of how deck balance works, then this is going to be useful not just now, but as I go beyond SummerSlam tier until season 11 arrives, and then out of here. See ya. Bye-bye. But let's see what's inside one of these. Maybe I'll get my first SummerSlam card right here. I'm not expecting it. Let's do it. It's, an enigma. Oh, it's like it's okay. So we've got a Royal Rumble Superstar, and we have 2 of those already thanks to the free packs. We've got Baron Corbin and Bailey, and we've just got ourselves an Enigma guitar, which is going to be useful for campaign. And the Royal Rumble card is Kofi Kingston, which is going to be useful again later on down the road. And that's going to take us to Tundra, which is just... what? How have I got to Tundra this quickly? Literally by cards like these. And really, this is perfect because I don't really want WrestleMania and Enigma cards, Superstar cards anyway, flooding my game and me having to level up cards I want to keep lower so I can keep the deck balance in check. So hey, if you're playing PCC and you just happen to come across this and it helps you, wonderful. So let's find a manager. Maybe we can get a Mr. Stone for a pro. That'd be great. I'd love that. MVP, useful. Power, I thought we were going to go up another level there. We're not far off though. Also, I want to just give a big shout out to 21 Panda who sent me my first message on the account. I don't usually give shout outs to people who send me messages because I just get so many of them. It's impossible to keep up. But considering he was the first, well, congrats. And Ray Cena says 169 followers. Nice. Well, Ray Cena, you were wrong because it's 170. So, let's go for a free pack and see if it's nice to me this time. No, detention. Now, I have to say, these free packs do give you a lot of XP. Another Royal Rumble card. Are you kidding me? Yo, that's great. Okay. LA Knight. Yeah. Okay, so you see 2,477 XP. I usually get nothing from these. If you're a lower level player, this is great, and kudos to SuperCard for actually addressing this. There was a lot of people at the beginning of the season, and even going up to WrestleMania, who said that, it was hard to level up. At this point, these are helping people, and that's a good thing. Now the leveling system seems a little bit fairer than normal. Even if I feel it's a little bit of cheating that you can get to the top player rank by using credits. You might as well have kept the top 8 system if you're going to do that. Oh, and there's a new pack that they release every Sunday, which got me this Tiffany Stratton Pro, and then I got another pull, and it was a Tiffany Stratton. And that pack helped out a ton. But the big question is, can we keep the poor man's account in the top 10,000 and snag ourselves a nice Andrade card? Well, that I'm gonna have to wait a few hours, but for you, you're gonna see it in seconds. Segue. Ladies and gentlemen, small little interruption. First of all, the cap is back. And number 2, Liv Morgan QR code dropped. And oh my goodness, does it mean something huge for poor man SuperCard? I'm not going to spoil it, but I can just say put 2 and 2 together and you won't get potato. What you will get, what's going to happen in the next video. Usually I wouldn't put a QR code in an episodic video like this for poor man SuperCard, but it's especially important for anyone collecting the Liv Morgan tickets, because it's not only giving you some of the collectibles, and actually a pretty decent amount, but the cards in the pack are good on their own because they give you a free Liv Morgan for Noir, Tundra, and Royal Rumble. And for Royal Rumble, it is a pro. Absolute peach. A full QR code video is coming up in the future, but whilst it was still active, I wanted to get it out to all of you. I hope it helps you, and if it does, let me know in the comments down below. But for now, let's get back to the video. The results are in. And yes, in first place, I do have to unfortunately announce, well, I'm going to get the reward anyway, but I do have to unfortunately announce that yes, I managed to get myself an 802 rank on my main account. Boo hiss, I know. This despite me paying more attention to my poor man's account. I did get myself that Andrade, and he's a very powerful card, but it wasn't the main task, and that's kind of disappointing. I really wanted to beat the main account, but it just wasn't going to happen. Playing free to play, it's a massive handicap, especially when someone like me can go a little bit harder with the quadruplers and the multipliers everywhere. So with that news out the way, how did the poor man's account do? Well, I do have a bit of good news that I was able to secure 1,000 credits, but I also was able to secure my own Andrade. Yeah, I'm sorry. I tried my best to hide it. It was a bad attempt, I know. Now, not only have I never done another free-to-play ranked event other than Last Man Standing and been successful, but on top of that, I've never done a free PCC, not even on my main account. So this is like two massive achievements in one. I feel like I should be on stage accepting some kind of award, like, thank you so much for this amazing reward. I mean, this is actually Blitzo, but you know, whatever. I am so excited about this. Even though I know in a regular PCC, this is the beginning of a tier, it would not have happened. I'm almost certain of it. But listen, we got it. We got a ranked event badge. It's just bonkers. There it is, 7,161st in the world. I'm more scared about how much XP this has just got us because we got into Royal Rumble tier. As I mentioned in the debut, any women's cards is great. This could massively push us up. Let's see what happens. How many XP are we going to get? 241,000? You know, I've spoken the whole video about deck balance and how important it is, and I've just gone and massively messed up my deck balance. Well done, JB. DJ Khaled's gonna be here any minute to let me know that I just played myself.
Congratulations, you played yourself.
Keeping this low level is going to be really difficult. We also got the 1,000 credits as well, but I'm going to hold back on that the same as with the daily streak because anything rarity draft pick wise, really important for everyone to know right now you should be holding until new tiers go live, or if you're in my position, until you get to higher tiers. Another reason, like I said earlier, for holding back your cards and not using them to dust until you absolutely need to. I did get some super coins from PvP though, not too many. So what a way to start Royal Rumble tier. Not only get our freebie, but we also grab our profile rewards and get our first event card. I'm not in any way expecting me to touch Maxime Dupree, by the way. That was a massive fluke, but I never expect, usually it takes 4 or 5 episodes to even get close to this, and I somehow managed to do it. GG, I guess. Let's go and grab our profile reward. Is it? Oh, it's the big dog. It's the Odie himself. 23,000 XP, man. And we're going to get a support as well. Not that it's going to matter too much thanks to those Enigma supports. The second wind is training fodder, and it's nice. So now I've just got to find ways of getting to WrestleMania 40 tier, where my cards can meet up with Liv and Dom, my only WrestleMania cards to start. But if you want to go back to the start of the journey, go up to this video up here, which is episode 1, or the playlist here to see future and past episodes. Until then, make sure you subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace out. Bye-bye.